The coronavirus has become one of the deadliest pandemics in recent history, with almost 3.2 million confirmed cases and over 200,000 deaths worldwide. Government responses to the pandemic have varied, some more drastic than others. In a democratic society like Canada, the government has been treading cautiously so as not to suppress human rights. Physical distancing measures and closing of non-essential services has been imposed to gradually help people ease into a more restricted way of life. Staying at home to flatten the curve can be difficult for anyone, but after staying at home for 8 weeks, I realized that coping can be broken down into 10 stages, which I call quarantine. Let's start with the letter Q. Q stands for questions. We all have a million questions going through our minds. How bad is it going to get? Are we still going back to school? When will businesses reopen? When can I see my friends and family again? It seems as though this pandemic is creating more questions than answers, but all we can really do for now is wait. U is for understanding. For those who have temporarily lost their jobs, have had an event canceled, or are just missing out on social interaction, it can be hard to comprehend why these restrictions are put in place. But what we need to understand is that we all need to do our part by staying home to prevent the spread of the virus. A is for anxiety. With the severity of the virus and the issues that come with business closures and isolation, the current situation can be stress-inducing. It's important to note that it's completely normal to feel this way, but it's also equally important to not let these circumstances overwhelm you. Try to stay updated on the news, but don't check it too frequently. R is for realization. The sooner we come to accept these circumstances, the sooner we'll be able to move on. I've personally been affected as a school musical, my dance recital, and an art event that I was supposed to participate in and put a great deal of effort in had all been canceled. Everyone has been affected by this crisis, and knowing that others have it worse somehow gives me a different perspective. A stands for action. Even though the best thing to do is to stay inside as much as possible, there's still countless ways we can all take action. My family is trying to support local businesses that are struggling to stay open. And along with that, we're also supporting food drives and charities. There's a Facebook group called Caremongers Whitby, which is made up of community volunteers who run errands for those who can't go out, sew reusable masks, and raise funds for food drives. These are all things we can participate in while still practicing social distancing. N stands for necessities. After staying home for the past few weeks, I've come to see that basic necessities are enough. Even though shopping, eating out, and going on vacation are all fun things to do, I don't necessarily need them to survive. I'm learning to appreciate the additional time I have to spend with my family, since I've always been so busy with school and extracurricular activities, and I'm hoping that anyone else living with their family can use this time to connect with their relatives when they have the opportunity to. T is for technology. With recent advancements in technology, physical distancing doesn't have to mean social distancing. With Zoom, Skype, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all of these types of apps have made it possible for us to practice social distancing while still feeling connected. I stands for interests. With more time on my hands, I've been able to practice and take up new hobbies such as baking, painting, playing the piano, and I encourage others to do the same. Aim to use this time as efficiently as possible, since you might not ever get the opportunity to do so again. N stands for a new normal. It could be weeks, months, or even years before our lives return back to the way it used to be. Trudeau states that there will likely be smaller outbreaks before a vaccine is found, and only then will the economy be able to open again. Some say that our lives will never go back to the way it used to be, and we can only hope that this new normal will be for the better. And lastly, E is for empathy. I've seen this going around on social media, that we may all be in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat. This pandemic has affected each person differently, but if it's done one thing, it's highlighted poverty and other social issues. Victims of domestic violence, those living in third world countries, or those who are already struggling financially are facing more problems now than ever before. Let's take this time to look past ourselves and see how others are suffering. Let's take this time to support each other and survive this storm together. Thank you.